Well, here we are, colleagues. This is us leaving on our journey all the way to Downing Street. As you can see, we have all the petitions, 100,000 signatures from customers all around the country. So we're now going to deliver it to government to say, keep the DVLA available in the post office. Thank you.
For this service. That's the 954 Southern Service to Eastbourne and Hastings. Carries for this service currently in the capital.
Right, Callum, we've just arrived at Downing Street to hand in the petition. How key is it to keep DVLA services in the post offices?
Absolutely vital. As we know, 6 million customers come into the post office on an annual basis to tax a car. Many of those individuals are elderly, vulnerable, or actually just individuals who would prefer to do things online. So keeping government services within the post office is absolutely vital.
How proud are you to deliver this petition for all the postmasters up and down the country?
First of all, it's not about me. I really want to extend my thanks to all my colleagues around the country who have done the petition. They've spoken to their customers, and we now have hundreds and thousands of signatures that we're actually going to put into Downing Street. So really, my thanks to you, my thanks to Jenny Kane and to Tim Allen, who are here today with us as postmasters. They've really got involved in it. They've been on the radio, they're going to be on the TV today. So really huge thanks to all of you for everything that you've done to help us in this campaign to support post offices and postmasters and maintain government services.
What's your message to government regarding the petition?
Well, first of all, so that we are investors in a government business, so therefore we are government's de facto business partners. And as business people, we are really concerned about the security of our investment and our return on that investment. But then there's another side to that, and that is that we are public servants. We serve our communities the length and breadth of this country, and therefore, as owners of this business, you really need to get behind us, you really need to work with us, and really need to be part of helping us to secure a viable future.
Finally, how important are post offices to local communities?
Research that has been done this year has shown that the social value of the post office to the UK economy is somewhere in the region of £4.7 billion. Added to that is the additional £3 billion that we put into local businesses around the country, or in close proximity to those post offices. So we really are a key part of the UK economy. We protect 50,000 jobs as well. So therefore, maintaining government services, maintaining the post office within those communities is absolutely vital.
Postmasters Tim Allen from Kingston, Maine, and Jenny Kane from Barnard Green are both here at Downing Street now to hand in the petition with 100,000 signatures on to keep DVLA services in post offices. How vital is it to keep this service?
Absolutely critical. We provide an essential service to our rural communities. It's about real people, real lives. The idea of forcing 100% of the population to go online in order to renew their car tax is crazy. The internet's only existed for 30 years. Expecting people to be 100% digitally competent right across the society is absurd, and we're here to try and prevent that.
By taking DVLA out of post offices, you almost promote a sense of vulnerability and loneliness to those people who can't cope with a call centre and a scripted conversation, who can't cope with doing stuff on the internet. And that doesn't matter whether they're elderly or in their 30s, 40s or 50s. Very often people need that face-to-face interaction. And it stops the footfall into post offices. This is just one example of government services disappearing. We're supposed to be the public face, and we've lost DWP with pensions and benefits, and all kinds. And this is one that is possibly the last straw.
Sorry.
Go on. It's about society. You know, post offices deliver such. You know, we're as British as fish and chips. You know, we're needed by the people that come into our post office. Without us, you know, they have no answer. To be forced to go online, and it's not. It's as Jenny says, it's a much broader issue than we've got this headline of DVLA which we're about to lose, but you know, there's 11,500 post offices nationally, all with incredibly experienced staff that, you know, should be delivering that interface into government, that interface into banks, and that interface into utilities. All of those things, we should be doing those, and instead those things are being taken away from us. People need to evaluate the resource that's being squandered by not, you know, allowing us to use the strength that we have.
How key is the post office to your communities?
Couldn't be more essential and more important. We are hubs of communities, we are fonts of information, we are there, we're there every single day, come rain, wind or shine, and people will always come in. They are loyal to us and they need us. There's so much that they can't do without us.
We're a rural community. Our town is a rural community. It takes we've got a population of 3,500 people. We serve our town and all the villages around us. There is nothing else. There are no other banks.
With the closure of the banks as well, you've got to allow people in. There has to be an alternative. Like Tim says, you can't drive 100% of the population onto the internet. They won't go 100% though. And whilst government is going towards that digital age, it won't succeed because you need to have a post office in your local community, and we work hard to keep the community hubs.
There are so many people that are digitally disadvantaged, you know, that they can't operate a PC or a phone. You know, they need to be able to bring in a piece of paper and say,
how do I do that?
Can you do this for me?
Or can you help me at the end of the day? Post Office have run a campaign saying we can help with that. Well, we want to continue helping with the DVLA and the utilities and the banking and all the other products that we can offer. But it's chip at the minute.
There were 6 million people who used DVLA services last year.
Yeah.
How worried will you be if post offices lose this?
Oh, immensely worried. The footfall that dropped off from when DWP took away pensions and benefits was incredible. We will see a similar drop if DVLA disappear, but then we will also see a lot of people coming in saying, well, how do I do this? And we'll still be batting back questions that we're then not paid to answer, and we can't actually help them with because it's not within our remit anymore to be able to do it.
A lot of times people come in and we do something which is completely free, which is provide them with the right form.
Because we provide that service.
We provide that service. These are things that we do
day in, day out.
You know, I need a bit of paper, I need this form. We provide it. Or we provide advice.
We do, all the time. And very often people get stuck on the slightest of things and they'll say, how do we do that? Because they expect a postmaster and their staff to know how to do those transactions.
Having handed in the petition today, what is your message to government?
It has to be reversed. It has to be reversed. The decision has to be reversed, and you have to look at how post offices can go forward. If you can change the ticket office decision on the rail network, then this certainly can be looked at and it can certainly be changed. But you've got to look at how we can keep post offices on our high street and how we can keep communities alive, and we don't end up with a bigger problem of isolation in the future.
Take a fresh look at
what we do.
Take a fresh look at us. We're such a strength of network. Have another look at us. Look at the things that we can be doing and should be doing as part of British society's fabric.
Otherwise, we are going to look at losing approximately 11,500 business people, because at the end of the day, we are business people trying to run a profitable business, but helping a community at the same time. So it's a twofold issue. And without the DVLA footfall, again, that puts our businesses in jeopardy.
Outside Downing Street, hearing about what many are saying could be, yes, another blow to the country.
Sue, how proud are you to deliver the petition to your MP Rishi Sunak at Downing Street today?
I'm immensely proud. I'm immensely proud of the NFSP. We're a big family. We're concerned not just for ourselves but for all of the membership, well, for every post office in the land. Whether they're members or not, we are fighting to save them as well, and especially the community ones. Because they're out in the outlying villages, and it's not just about car tax and car licence and driving licences, it's about everything. You know, we provide a service and government are taking this service away from us. It will force some post office in the communities to close. And we're a vital part, and we'll be gone.
How key are post offices to every local community up and down the country?
I think we're the key for the community. We're the key place where a lot of people go. It's not just the elderly and the vulnerable people that come to us. We get youngsters as well that don't know where the stamp goes on the letter. How do I post this? I want to send this, but they don't even wrap it up. You know, and we help them with everything. But like the youngsters will go online and try and do the car tax, etc. And they just can't, because there are certain conditions that you can't do. The restrictions on the internet that you can't do. You know, on the internet, you've got to come into a post office to do them. Where are they going to go? What's going to happen to all these people? Is it going to be like those with the TV licences that haven't got one now because they just can't be bothered to go anywhere else? They get the money from us and they pay their bills with us. And that's how it is, how it's always been.
How vital is the DVLA service to keep beyond March?
It's vital, it's productive. We've got to fight. We've all got to fight, whether we do car taxes or not, because it's not just about car taxes, it's what comes next. They are taking service after service away from us. And some post offices will be forced to close. Some are teetering on the edge as it is. Some are in debt and using their own funds, and the retail side is backing up the post office. No other service the government service would not be backed up by their retail. People are putting money from their retail into their post offices, and that's not right. It's a subsidy to the post office, which is a government-owned department.
Standing here today, what is your message to government?
Do not take any more services away from the post office. Do not remove DVLA. We've spoken to Kevin Hollinregan, Minister for Postal Affairs. I've spoken to my MP, Rishi Sunak, on several occasions about it. He's got my emails, he's replied, and he's same with Simon Clark, who's the MP for Gisborne. He signed our petition even, because he doesn't think we should lose them. He realises and recognises what a vital service we provide.
Marion, we have just handed a petition into 10 Downing Street. What's the message to government now?
The message to the government is stop this ridiculous idea of taking DVLA out of post offices. People need them in their post offices locally.
How key are DVLA services to post offices in particular? Because the worry is that more and more post offices could go, the more services go.
Well, that's exactly it. If the government keeps cutting and allowing the government departments and arm's length organisations to cut post office services, then that's what's going to happen. There's going to be 50,000 job losses, and post offices across the country will be forced to shut.
Just how key are post offices to local communities up and down the country?
Well, I can talk about Motherwell and Wishaw, and I know they're key there because my constituents tell me that. They use the local post offices, and they provide a great social service as well as the actual services that they do, with so many banks closing down, and even to collect and to distribute parcels. It's a really useful service, especially for the poorest and most vulnerable in our society, who aren't online, who are digitally excluded.
Tim, we've just handed the petition into Downing Street. What is the message to government now?
The message to government is very, very clear. We'd like the DVLA services to remain in post offices after 1st of April 2024.
How key are DVLA services and all these other services for the communities?
They are very, very key to communities as a whole. There should always be somewhere that somebody can call in with inquiries, perform the transactions, and also it's very, very essential for the viability, future viability of the network.
more than 6 million people used DVLA services across the UK last year. So it's an incredible number of people who are going to be stuck to and not know what to do, especially if you think digitally excluded and elderly people who might not be aware of what.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they're the ones that will come in and ask for help and ask for advice. And unfortunately, we're not remunerated for that. The government really does need to think seriously about this and do a U-turn on its decision.
We've brought around 100,000 signatures here today. How proud are you as the National Federation of SubPostmasters chairman to deliver that to Downing Street?
Very proud indeed. We've got a fantastic team at Shoreham. We've got some fantastic postmasters out there who've really rallied round and pushed this petition. And 2 of them today have come down to join us and actually deliver the petition to number 10. And I'd like to thank everybody who's taken part in the campaign and got all their customers and communities involved.